Well, hi there, people. Figured we'd make some breakfast, and we will make it. I don't know the way I want to make it. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be classical. Shakshuka. I think that's the way you might say it. Let's see if we can get this set up somewhere so you can sort of see me. Not used to this kitchen setup here, but we'll figure it out. So there we go. That's good. Tell you what I'm doing here. We're gonna make a dish that requires tomatoes, eggs, garlic, onion, coffee. You need to have coffee in the morning. This is what I've been told by people. Drink coffee in the morning. As you all do know, don't let Zen have too much coffee, because it doesn't turn out well. I'm quite affected by caffeine. So, eggs, sumac, tomatoes. Now, I don't have any fresh tomatoes, so we'll be using canned tomatoes. I don't have much garlic, but I do have a jar of minced garlic that's already ready to go. I have onion from yesterday. Let's get this oven on. Pretty simple recipe, but delicious. Simple and delicious. What I'll do is, and I have a cucumber in here, which I could just eat for breakfast, part of it. And maybe a little yogurt. What the components here are, as I've said before, you gotta improvise. The thing is, there's not too many recipes that you have to follow the instructions perfectly. So here I'm gonna probably do just enough, maybe like 3 eggs. So how much onion would I need for 3 eggs? I don't know. I don't mind onions. Do I want them big? Yes. Let's size up some onions, just roughly chopped. And the tomatoes are the big portion, the big part of the meal, and garlic. So we've got that going. I've got my pan. Got my pan ready. I got to get myself a new tripod so we can work this thing out for you guys. So I got diced tomatoes. Before I put those in, though, I put a little garlic in the pan. I usually don't eat breakfast, but today I felt like eating breakfast. Garlic, I like it garlicky, so who's up in here? Can't really see who's in here because distance. Get these onions in here too. I think a little bit of color to them, or bleed them a little bit, sweat them a little bit. Always put a little salt on there. Well, olive oil. Olive oil is extremely important to finish it with, but just to get these onions going. Always put a little pepper on these things. If anybody doesn't know this dish, it's wonderful. It's an awesome dish. Very, very simple. Really not much to it. And I definitely will be finishing it a little differently than most people do, with probably some yogurt. So, here we go. Well, what's going on this morning? What's going on in the world? I haven't really looked at the news this morning. But some people might be like, you were wrong yesterday. No, the coating was still there. The coating for the Golden Gate was still there yesterday. It was all over the news. You can find it. They just told you it could be tomorrow. Or they could have another date planned, but nonetheless, it is there. Let's get a beer going. Can't cook without beer. I mean, if you're cooking dinner, you need to have wine. Unless you're cooking ribs, then you need beer or whiskey. Cheers. What's up, Danny? Do you know about this meal? Do you know about do you know about this meal? Really simple meal. And I got some garlic onions going right now. Sumac is the major portion of this. It's so funny, I had made the mistake of not realizing how much I ordered, and I ordered this much, and there's not too many dishes you put sumac in because it's a very strong flavor. Okay, these are almost onions, garlic. Okay. Now we can throw my can of tomatoes in. Normally you'd want to use heirloom tomatoes. That would be the base of it. Because I don't have any fresh tomatoes. We're just going to do it that way. I do have some fresh garlic. But, whatever. Let's see, how many eggs? Let's do 3 eggs. I think that'll be enough. Although the amount of tomatoes I have in there might require another egg. I'm not that hungry, but okay. Cook this down a little bit. What's up, Muffin? What's up, Danny? What's up, Sally? I'm cooking shakshuka. It's like a Middle Eastern recipe. Very breakfasty food. Very country style food. It's like a simple, it's like when you make like hummus or tahini, and it's just a very simple thing, and then you'll make it. I have some naan or whatever kind of flat bread that you have. But yeah, so here we go. I got my eggs out, and I would normally be the kind of person to leave my eggs on the counter. I just don't have enough room. Like refrigerating eggs is overrated, and in fact, cooking with cold eggs versus warm eggs is 2 different things. So, okay. I still do have that steak that I need to cook from last night, which I was going to make for breakfast. I was going to make steak, bacon, egg, kind of an ad lib on that. So, I don't know, you guys can just sit here and chat with me, I guess, as we let this cook down a little bit. Always get a nice, for tomatoes, you always got to salt the tomatoes. It brings out a nice, there's acidity. You can add, I always suggest to add a little bit of sugar to your tomatoes. Sweet, there's a little sweetness to it. Just a little bit. Just as much salt as you would add sugar. What's up, Sigma? So we cook that down. I mean, there's nothing else really to do here. Just waiting to, got a little sumac to add. Don't forget about that. How much to add, huh? It's a very peculiar flavor. It's like nothing that you've ever really, if you've never had it before, it's like nothing you've ever had. Garlic, sumac, onion, tomatoes, that's the base of the thing. You just want to cook it down. You want to cook everything down so it's nice and thick. Nice and a thick boy, you know what I mean? Thick. I can probably oh yeah, definitely check it out. If you get sumac, it's really great stuff, but you don't need this much of a bag. You only need a couple ounces because you're not. I mean, you might find that you really like it and you'll want to use it and things. There's probably, you know what else I can add to this is a little bit of lemon juice, just to spark up the acidity of the tomatoes. Because it was canned tomatoes, and I've added a little bit of sugar, but we can add a little bit of lemon juice. So we got a little lemon, a little salt, a little sugar. Just so the salt and the lemon even though tomatoes are already acidic, you're just brightening it up even more, and then you add the sugar to make it even sweeter, so you're bringing out more of the flavor with the acids. Salts, pepper, just put that down, I don't know. Then you're going to have a lot of olive oil for the end. So you can cook with the olive oil and you're changing its qualities, and then you wait for the end, you add it, and then you're getting a different texture, different flavor off the olive oil. And you should always pay attention to the olive oil you're getting. There's a really great book out, and you can probably find the website, and I think it's called like the olive oil mafia or something. It talks about how all of the olive oils that you get, it's not necessarily olive oil, but they cut olive oil because olive oil is so expensive, and it's such a, it's Italian, right? So it must be mafioso, huh? Greek and Italian, all that. But yeah, they cut the oils. So how would anybody know? There was never really an agency that would test the oil to make sure it's actually olive oil. So they would cut it and cut it and cut it. Even if it was EVO, it might only be 10% extra virgin, and the rest of it was a filler oil or a cheaper oil. So there's definitely a distinct quality difference. If you've ever had actual olive oil, you would know it. You can taste it. You could take a teaspoon of it and just taste it and go, well, that's actually what olive oil is supposed to taste like. Most people have no idea. So, I mean, you don't necessarily need to cook with something that good, but you finish with something that good. Well, I think that might be enough coffee for Zen. One more sip. I really do enjoy the taste of coffee. The effects, though. There you go. So here's what I'm gonna be doing for bread. I'm doing an Indian bread called paratha. You could probably get away with. There's a lot of different kinds of breads you could use. What else did I put in here? Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, paratha. It might be a little too thin for what I'm attempting to do. You want something maybe a little thicker, but 2 pieces of this is more than enough. I think I'll just do 1 because I'm not feeling so bready right now. We're getting there. Okay, so check it out. Here we go. I'll show you what's going on here. Here we go. We got this cooking right here. Now I think what we can do is throw the eggs in. Let's put you back up here. Okay, cracking some eggs. And as always, a little cracked pepper on these things. Bad boys up here. Now, here's what I'll do here. I'll show you, and then I'm going to throw the lid on so I can cook the eggs the way I want them cooked. Here we go. Just crack them right on top. A 4th egg would have been better, but I can always add an egg later if I don't eat all of it. Where's my lid at? Oh, it's over here. Just throw the lid back on. Turn temperature on just a little bit. That way it cooks the eggs the way I like them cooked. I want the top cooked, a little glazed over. You know, like when you fry an egg and then the top doesn't really get cooked, put the lid on, cook the top of it a little bit, make sure it's opaque. That's the way I like it. And then we add a little more of this on top when it's done, and call it a day. This, do I want to turn my oven on for this? I guess so. I have a little oven that I can use, but let's go ahead and do this. Okay, well, there it is. There's some food, and there's obviously some add-ons and a few other things. If you look up a recipe, you might find it different in different areas, but that's a pretty simple, basic way. That's basically tomatoes and eggs. That's about it. So all you really need is tomatoes and eggs, but obviously garlic and onions are perfect accompaniment to just about anything, and as always, a beer. But I'm sure that if I was in the Mediterranean, I'd be drinking wine. I just don't feel like having wine this morning because wine is of a higher alcohol content, and I don't feel like getting drunk today. Yes. Saffron rice is good too. Yeah, saffron. Yes, if you don't know this, saffron, next to melanin, is the most expensive item on the planet. It's more expensive than gold per ounce. Saffron is very close to how much it costs for melanin. Imagine how important melanin is. How powerful that is. And you just go get it from the sunshine, but you're gonna go pay for it, huh? But saffron is the most expensive thing by weight on the planet, and is also if you ever come to New Orleans, is the greatest restaurant in New Orleans. One of the greatest in the world, I would say. Saffron and Shaya. They're right across from each other. One is it's not Lebanese. It's like Jewish. Let's just say Jewish. It's like a Jewish restaurant. Wherever the Jews are from, over there. Yeah, Israeli. It's kind of Israeli something. And then Shaya is a New Orleans fusion with Indian, like Indian, the dot Indian, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. So, come to New Orleans, go to those two restaurants. Yeah. It's the fact that the two of the greatest restaurants in the world are across the street from each other. And you probably have to unless you go for like lunch or some off hour, you definitely need reservations like weeks ahead. Unless you're real slick with it. Unless you like eating at the bar, which I do, so you don't need reservations. You just go to the bar and they'll feed you there. Wait, I've got a problem. Need advice. I was messing around in my lab and accidentally turned your knob into a lightsaber. And can't. Are you asking me about you have a raging heart on? Is that what you're saying to me? Yo, Sigma, I'm reading into this. Or are you being funny? It's turn your knob into. Is this what you're saying? That you have a raging heart on? What to do about it? Just a word. Probably some ice in certain positions. If that's what you're saying, probably some ice on a few spots on your spine. Pressure release valves for blood. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I've just never considered it. You need like a blood release valve. That's so funny. Let me think. See, I'm rubbing my armpit. Maybe that was telling me something. Maybe there's a release valve here for down here. If that's what you're asking me, man, that's funny. That's so funny too because I was just in my. Let me think if I can yeah. You look at pictures of like dead fetuses or something. I don't know. Like that might have but imaging, once the blood flow is there's not much you can do about it. Then maybe like that would be. It was funny because I was just in my closet looking for my sumac, right? And I have this other herb called. It's right here. Let me see. Oh, yeah. It's called yohimbe, and yohimbe is. Oh, that's about cooked right there. Perfect time. Yohimbe, and yohimbe gives you a hard on. You'll give you like if you wanna impress a chick. Yeah, you could probably you can do it. You can do it all night long, right? What herb would inhibit blood flow? Maybe look that up. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm still laughing inside about that the way that you described it. Yeah, yohimbe. That would give you blood flow. Something that would restrict blood flow. A blood. I don't think you'd want a blood thinner. I think that would only make it worse. Oh, how about this? I have an idea. Maybe whiskey. You ever get whiskey, Dick? Drink yourself some whiskey. You can probably drink yourself out of it. I mean, it is a blood thinner, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe blood thinner would work. Take that off the heat. Show you what we got going on here. Oh yes. Oh yes. So here you go. And so normally you'd do this in a. Okay, so these are that's how I like my eggs. So those are cooked perfectly, and the yolks are just beneath the whites. Let's see there. Look at there. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. And let's get my piece of stuff out. Oh yeah, that's right. A little sumac on top. It's such a wonderful smell, the sumac. It's like sharp and lemony and yeah. And then we'll just add a little bit more lemon on top. Just a little shakerado. Okay. One more round of some crushed pepper. Some black pepper. I mean, you know what? I forgot about adding earlier, but I'll do it now. Is some hot sauce? This is some dope hot sauce right here. Habanero, al yucateco. And because I'm so slick with it, also, that's fucking hot. Yep. Why I put that in my mouth? I'm gonna have a little crystal too, or tapatio. Yep. That's hot. Woo. And then finish it with olive oil. Oh shit. Don't lick your finger if you just put your finger on top of some habanero hot sauce unless you're used to it. Woo. Just a little olive oil. Oh yeah. And I also have truffle olive oil, but I don't think it's gonna go well with this right now. So I'm gonna leave that right off of there. And then we got yep. There we go. That's almost ready. I'm not gonna plate this. I'm gonna eat this right out of the pan, so you can do it. If you have cast iron skillet, just make sure it's seasoned properly. Cast iron I don't like cast iron to cook with. Everybody like, oh, I love cast iron. No, stop it. It's good for some things, but it's just like if it's not seasoned properly, blah blah blah. I mean, there's plenty of good things you can do with it, but some people swear by it, but I don't know. I don't live where I'm cooking on an open fire all the time. Get that bread in a second, and so when you eat it right out of the pan. So normally you do it in clay pans or cast iron. Yeah, but I'm gonna just do it right out of this. You guys can come check this out. Here we go. So here we go, right there. Nom nom nom, dog. Yeah, let's flip this over here. Let's see if my bread is ready so I can put this into my face. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Perfectly cooked. Little bit of I don't know. You can however you like your bread. Sometimes you want it kind of bendy so you can scoop things up. Sometimes you like it crispy. I don't know. Whatever you like. Pull a piece off. See what we got going on here. Okay, let's see. Whew, that's still hot. Still hot. It's hotter than a motherfucker. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to wait a second to eat that because yep, it's definitely toasty. I overcooked the egg slightly because the middle got a little more cooked than I like it. I like it very runny. I got busy talking to you guys, so you screwed up my eggs. Don't worry, there's plenty more I can cook. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, this is I'm gonna have to wait because then I'm gonna have to do one of those pizza things where you eat it, and then as soon as you're done, you do it again. Like, didn't you just learn your lesson? Like, no, let's get started, man. Let's see what we got going here. Oh yeah, this might be good. See, I usually like it super runny, so that way the egg yolk just gets into everything. There's enough sauce here that I can make 2 more eggs in a minute. Kind of dig it. Might even use a little more salt. I think, remember, don't be Gordon Ramsay with this bullshit. Don't over salt and pepper everything. You can always add more. You got to salt and pepper throughout the process, but don't overdo it. And if you don't have bread, fuck it, just eat it with a spoon. Some salt. See what we got on here. Spoon wise. It's such a simple thing to do. I'm using a can of tomatoes too. Imagine like a fresh tomato and farm fresh eggs. Fucking bonkers good. Onion, garlic, egg, tomato, sumac. Sumac is really an important part of it. The lemon juice. So the sumac can kind of make up for the lemon juice if you don't have it. But and the hot sauce, a little olive oil on top. I'll be with you in a second because I'm just shoving this into my face. That was pretty dope. Very happy with this. Very healthy. Very healthy. Tomato, good for your heart. Egg is good for your reproductive system. Onions, good for your cells. Garlic, good for antibacterial, antiviral. Oh man. Yep. Man, I hate cooking for myself. I feel so like it feels so like selfish that I don't really cook for myself. I was like, I'm just gonna cook for me. This shit is so delicious. Everyone should get to eat this. Kind of my nose is running a little bit because I put the habanero in my mouth. Not a good move. All right, that was so good. Fucking good. No, let's go hang out in there. Hold on a second. Grab this beer, and I will be running back into the kitchen every now and then for another scoop of that into my face. Yeah, I think I'm gonna open this thing up too. All right. This way? Is it this way today? Or is it this way over here? Right over here. Give me a distance. Okay. Here it is. The Burp Master 2000. Burp Flex! Okay, what's up here? Concentrated on the cooking, yeah. I didn't mean to be concentrating on your fucking raging hard on. Spaghetti. What's up, Matthew James Maxwell? I just made breakfast. You didn't even get to see it. It's fabulous. Did you just get here? I made some magical breakfast. You wanna go see it? Because I'm gonna go take another bite anyway, so come join me. And I also need to get something to clean my schnauzelberries because I hot sauced them up a second ago. Oh, bad. Hot sauce is so good for cleaning you out. Oh, very sorry for what? This is what we made. Boom. Tomato, egg, and all the good stuff. And I don't really need the bread like right now, so we just boom, dog. Tomato, egg, onion, garlic, sumac, oil, hot pepper. I'll work with the eggs a little bit, but whatever. I'll work with that. That's magic. So good. All right. Oh, wow. What's going over here? Going over here. Get over there. So yeah, I was just thought I'd cook for you guys this morning. And there's some cooking. I don't yet have any. I haven't looked at the news or anything. Haven't really read anything new. I don't have any ideas other than feed my belly. What kind of oil do you like cooking with? I mean, olive oil is like, standard practice, man. I don't really, the cheap like vegetable oil and shit. I mean, there's certain things that it's, useful for because it's of no flavor, right? It's just empty, So there's some things that's very useful for cooking, but I really never have it on hand. I don't know why. I just always have olive oil on hand. There's other oils for special dishes. a lot of Chinese food calls for sesame oil or toasted sesame. A lot of depends on the cuisine, but usually olive oil is just across the board the easiest, most normal. I don't know. It's just what's on my hand. What I have on hand. I'm always cleaned out the schnauzelberries. I'm actually a little warm right now. Not just because I was cooking, like internally, heat up the body a little bit. Yeah, and back to your raging boner, dude. Anything inside that will cool you down to constrict the blood vessels. So eat things that are cold, maybe, because like hot will make expansive, right? So maybe eat some ice cream. That might help. Stick your testicles in a bowl of ice. No, I'm not kidding. Stick your dick and testicles in a bowl of ice. See what happens. But yeah, cooling foods. Eat some eat some. Either you got a cucumber. Eat a cucumber might help. Mm. I could probably look it up. I don't know how I would look that up, but in one of my books over here. But yeah, probably some ice cream would help. Unless of course the texture of the ice cream turns you on, then there'd be kind of a whole weird thing going on, huh? Do I like lard? I do. I just don't purchase it. You know, I see its value. Like, of course, it's really good for cooking a lot of things, but I don't. I just it's not something I've ever cooked with. There's just something that you know the temperature you're cooking at, what you're cooking, if, you know, smoke point, all that shit goes into like what oil you should be getting. Um, but usually the oils that have a higher smoke point are tend to be more expensive. Lard, I'm pretty sure has a lower smoke point, and so if you're cooking at high temperatures, probably not a good idea unless you're working in a wide open kitchen with good ventilation. When you're in a small kitchen, you kind of got to be very, very sensitive to whether or not the oil is going to smoke. Oh man. Lord have mercy. But I was doing it in a country plus Jamaican accent. Lord have mercy. A country southern Jamaican, like somebody playing the banjo, saying "Lord have mercy." That's hilarious. 35 pence. You gotta help me. What does 35 pence mean? Like, how much is a pence? Is that like a penny? And a block would be a pound? I don't. You gotta help me with the translation to a mark and 35 cents. I'm guessing it's maybe 60 cents an ounce. Or what would be a block be? I don't know. Like, how big is that? 35 cents a pound? If that's 35 cents a pound, I would cook with that all day. That's just that's. What up, Tars? I haven't talked to you in a bit, man. How you been? A block is at 250 grams, so like a quarter of a kilo. So that's like a kilo is 2.2 pounds. So like half a pound. So like 8 ounces, about 8 ounces, 9 ounces, 8 or 9 ounces. Yeah, 8 ounces, so half a pound, and so about 60 cents American. Is that about right? Pence wouldn't be a penny. It'd be like 2 pennies, right? Yeah. Yeah, man, you missed the cooking show, man. And I'm still suffering because I decided to put habanero pepper in my mouth. Okay. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy cheap. Yeah, I usually like and my cooking oil. What I'll do most things that I'll cook it'll be oil and some butter because butter has a higher smoke point. I would cook with ghee because ghee is just clarified butter, but it's so rich and it's also, you know, again, prohibitively expensive. And I have cooked with ghee, and it's so delicious. It's so rich. Um, and if you get really good brand of it, it's super healthy, super healthy. Like that would be my diet if I just, you know, like I've told people this, my diet would be ghee, honey, raw honey, royal jelly, uh, kefir, yogurt, raw milk. That would be about the size of my diet. Honey milk, ghee. Yeah, yeah, ghee is good, man. Okay, maybe the beer's gonna help a little bit. Okay, so there's this hurricaney thing that's supposed to like. Okay, every day I've looked at it, it was a tropical. It was a tropical depression, and it was called Eta. It was a tropical depression, and it was going that way. Then apparently it swung back from Mexico, came back to Florida, and then changed direction. It changed direction like 4 times, and now it's just sitting where it is. It's like, are they effing with us? Which I'm assuming they are, which is what they always do. Because I was like, what day is it? They're like, now they're like, oh, it's gonna be, it'll hit landfall. It's on the it's on the edge of, it's on the tip of Florida right now. It's not supposed to make landfall until Saturday. That doesn't make any sense. That's not even possible. And then at some point in time, it said, oh, there's going to be a category a Cat 5 in the Caribbean. And then it was a Cat 2, and then I don't know. I don't think it's back down to not a depression. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's a hurricane again. And then one of the string cheese maps, one of the pasta spaghetti maps, had it coming directly into New Orleans, and now it's not going anywhere in New Orleans, and it's going. It actually, Tars, you might have you looked at the map, if you're still here. Hurricane Eta, ETA, the Zeta then the Eta. It's supposed to go right along the coast of Florida, but I don't know. That was me making shit up. I don't know. I'm always making shit up, man. I might have to call this a show in a second, because I might have to go like take a shower and see if I can't cool myself off, because the snottiness is. Yeah, what is the ETA of ETA? You know what I mean? I thought that was funny. Yeah, buddy of mine gets his own cows. I think just because he likes to slaughter them and eat the meat, because he believes that the only way you can get protein is from meat. I don't get it. I still don't get it. But whatever. I don't know if he get. I think he gets the milk from it too. I'm only playing. Like I just know he uses it for beef, for beef. The chili sweats. Yeah, the chili sweats are good, but the chili shits are no good. Yeah, like that Taco Bell hot flaming butthole fire. Yeah, that was why I had to stop doing the. I could do the lemonade, the lemonade cleanse. That you always got to add the cayenne. I stopped doing that. It's just the lemon was enough acid. You add the acid and then the cayenne. Like, what am I doing? I'm just shitting. I'm just gonna sit on the toilet and have my ass on fire. What is this? What is this? South Park? Ass is a fire. Terrence and Phillip. Well. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you're asking Sigma about the ETA for real, uh, it's not going to hit here. But it's supposed to be all over Florida, which would make its way up to at least up to like Alabama area. So that's why I say if Tars is still in Bammers, I should look into that. But you know how they are with hurricanes. Like, oh, it's gonna go over here. It's gonna go over here. It's like, oh, well, we don't know where it's gonna go. Oh, it's gonna go there. I feel like a fucking. It's over there. I don't know what's over there. Yeah. All right, guys. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna man. Oh, you was out in the tropical storm, the last one. You talking about You talking about Zeta? That was funny because I didn't even know it hit, and so I looked outside. I was like, "Damn, it's windy, huh?" And somebody's like, "Yo, it's a hurricane right now. Did you not know this?" I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" So all my lights and the whole power was off in the building. So I was like, "Fuck this! I'm going outside," like because I'm a complete fucking maniac, right? So I was like, so I just went over to I went over to where the chime tree is because I want to hear the chimes go like with this wind, and nobody was out. All the lights were out. I was like, fucking awesome. So I got over there and like branches were down and like the chimes were. It was pretty awesome. There was one time the wind hit me and like pushed me back like almost off my feet. I was like, oh, this is probably a bad idea. So I just stood out there and danced for a little bit, then came home. And then it was like 5 days of no electricity, which was awesome. No electricity, no internet, that shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, this next one, man, I don't know. It keeps wavering on where they say it's going. It made no sense. Like one day I looked at it and it was going this way. The next day I looked at it, it was coming out of Mexico. The other day it was like doing a zigzag. Then it was like going across the tip of Florida back out to where it came from, and then it was going in. I don't know. It was. I'm like, do these fucking people ever tell any like? Just like admit it. You don't know what's going on, weatherman. Just admit it, or admit that you know what's going on because y'all is making the weather. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, I seen that too. I mean, you can only, to a degree, believe the craziness of those things, man. Because like they always be like, oh, this many people died, this many people. That's like, well, why, how, like, what did the wind throw them into the like? I mean, no doubt some crazy shit happens. Like, drop power lines. Like during the last thing, like only one person died in New Orleans apparently, and it was because there was a dropped power line and somebody went out to move some move a tree, right? A tree branch. And it said, it was like a warning. It was like, don't go outside and fix anything. Like, just leave it alone. Because if there's a drop power line, now, I don't get how the person got electrocuted because the power should have been off at that point. You know what I mean? So if the whole city power was off, how's the dude going to get electrocuted? So it goes through my mind like, okay, the entire city, the power grid was off because if a power line goes down, it shuts off the breaker at the panel, that big thing that sits over there. Then there's one over there, and it takes care of a neighborhood. So if a power line falls, it shuts it off. It doesn't stay live. So that's a little confusing to me. But it basically said, uh, if there's a power line down, if just leave your branches where they are. Leave it. Let us come clean it up, which is cool of the city. Like, we'll take care of it. But yeah, so that was the one apparent. Some old guy decided to go move something and yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah, it was it was busy for like 5 days. It was a pretty messy cleanup. Like, I walked right afterwards. I just walked down the street, and there was multiple trees that had fallen on cars. Like, an entire tree fell over onto a car. Other branches on cars. Middle of the street. You can't, like, there's places you can't cross. Nothing's open. It was pitch black. It was pretty awesome. I was like, the apocalypse is here. It is upon us. Yeah, I think I'm gonna dip too, y'all, because this thing is not going away. I'm gonna go take a shower, clean myself up, and I'll check you guys a little later today. Have a beautiful time. Maybe I'll do another cooking show because I gotta cook that steak up, so can't have that be going bad. So we'll snack on steak and bacon. We'll make bacon wrapped steak somethings. I had a couple ideas. We'll see what I got in the fridge. Okay, guys, toodles. Have a beautiful day. I'll probably talk to you in a couple hours. Bye.